Welcome back. Did you get me my coffee? One sugar, lots of milk. Someone's going to remember this one day and see me in the shops and say, Susanna, I remember what you said about my coffee. Going back to that teaching, going back to that spiritual law, the spiritual laws have got a foothold in your life. I'm only touching. See, what I want to do is give you a taste test on these shows. I want to give you a taste test so that you can taste some of the things that I teach at our church, and I'm challenging you to come and visit. We have a Sunday school. We have an amazing church full of amazing people. And if you're looking for a spiritual impartation for you and your family and your children, come and visit us. Come and see. That's all I could say. Come and see us at the Northcote Town Hall. Hop on our website and have a look, www.hoperope.com.au. So there's a spiritual law that pertains to you. But if you remain ignorant, the word ignorance comes from the same word as ignore. And if you continue to label that spirit realm or your spiritual walk I'm just going to ignore it, or I'm going to turn a blind eye, well then, my friend, I'm not going to be missing out. You're going to be missing out, because the spiritual law of sin and death has got a government, has got laws, has got a spiritual rulership and a government that you cannot see in the naked eye. And because you and I were born under the law of sin and death, there's a law, there's a government. You and I were born under the law of sin and death. The umbrella and the covering of that law has a right to come, and by law, it has a right to come in and cause chaos and mayhem and havoc, and it's allowed to bring about recycled disappointments in the spirit realm that your parents and their parents did, and it's allowed to come into your home and vomit and rehearse the same thing in your marriage and your children. And it's time that you are made aware of these things, because if you don't have and the ability to understand that you have a right as a human being to understand this spiritual law, then the only person that's going to miss out is you. I'm going to tell you what it says in this good book, my friend. It says in the Bible, I'm not going to liken God as in God somewhere up in the high heavens where I cannot reach him. No, I'm going to relate to God as my daddy. Why do I call him daddy? Because my Garden of Eden, since I've accepted Jesus in my heart, has been restored. He comes and has coffee with me. He laughs at me a lot of times because I tell God and Jesus, I must be your personal comedian, because some of the things I get myself into sometimes, I'm sure Jesus and God are cacking it, because you know what? I'm not going to be hard on myself, and I'm not going to put a high expectation on me because I'm a representation of God. No, I'm allowed to make mistakes because I have got the intent that I want to learn from my mistakes. I think I heard an amen. Okay? So again, my Garden of Eden has been restored because I have allowed myself to be exposed to some spiritual laws that pertain to me, spiritual laws that apply to my spirituality. I'm not going to pick up the phone and rely on the clairvoyant, or rely on the priest, or rely on some spiritual guru that can take me on an unknown path that really feels good. But you know what? I can't take that home to my house and apply it to my everyday life. And you know how I've been talking about tools? I'm going to give you tools. This TV show is to give you a taste test of what I do every Sunday at Hope Road Church. You are a spirit, you have a soul, and you live in a body. And my friend, it's time that you woke up to your map. It's time that you had a shake up from the neck up. It's time that you started realizing that some of the things that are going on in your life pertain to more than just the natural circumstances, that behind some of the mayhem, the arguments, the blaming, the ignorance, the curses from your former disappointments, some of those things have to do with and relate to a spiritual law that you need to be awakened to. It's time to wake up and smell the hummus, or wake up and smell the coffee, or wake up and smell the mints or the parsley that's in your garden. I know I'm not funny. I think I'm funny actually. It's time to realize, it's time to come to that place of, hang on, I need to be woken up. I need to be made alert. I need to take on board some of that stuff that Susanna is talking to me about. You know, and like your taste test, like your taste buds. Did you know that your taste buds from when you were this big have a lot to do with your current diet? Because your taste buds have memories. And some of you are going here and there and everywhere, rummaging around, looking for a spirituality, because in you, you were born to have a divine spiritual connection with Daddy God. And for this, you have gone and you are rummaging around on a search, on a rampage, trying to fill that void with other spiritual things that are leaving you empty. Some of you are watching me and saying, Suze, that's exactly how I feel. I feel empty on the inside. I feel that there's a void and a hunger within me that I cannot shake. Get yourself, go have a break. There's a commercial break coming, and I'll see you soon.